I haven't got much to say to Man United. I'll let them ask me the questions. I've got nothing really to say.
I've got something to say.
I will.
Ole at the wheel, at the wheel. Ole at the wheel. La 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 la. Ole at the wheel. I've been waiting all week to say this. I thought I missed my chance to sing. Ole at the wheel, at the wheel. He's still in the job. Get in.
The only thing.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Oh my. Yes, people, another edition of Knightz Roundtable Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guys, The Truth and Mr. KA with me. How we doing, people?
I'm calling sabotage, man. This guy doesn't give no heads up when we're starting the video. Right? But anyway, we move, let's go. Man.
Listen, I don't need to tell you when to clock in, you know. You like, bro, there's a set time. You clocked in, bro. It's time to go to work now, bro.
I was born ready, man. I'm ready to go, so let's go.
People, yes, Footie Chat is back. We missed out last week. Life takes over sometimes. Yeah. It was the truth's fault.
I tried to go on Friday, fam.
Bro, Friday was date night, bro.
Bro, date night over football. You must be mad. This guy didn't want to talk about Liverpool, fam.
Mrs. put his foot down.
Listen, bro, it was date night, bro. Okay, bro, you were doing your thing as well. You get me?
Yeah. The difference, anniversary and date night, that's two.
Allow anniversary, man. Freaking it.
Nah, man. See, you guys are not. You guys don't have the jewelry in it, so it's a different. But
we still.
Once you get the chip, I got the chip in it. Once I get the chip on the finger, that's like, it's a different commitment to the game, innit?
Yeah, bro. Ball and chain. That's what it is.
Ball and chain. Anyway, I thought I missed out anyway. By the way, because I thought I missed out on the United Liverpool talk, but I guess we get to talk about
I want to go in on that, but
today.
I guess we could,
I already did my match reaction, so I didn't miss out on the United Liverpool talk. But obviously, ever since then, it's all gone tits up. But yes, people, Footie Chat is back. You can see we're excited. When we miss a week, it's a lot. It's a lot. So we got all this energy, and we're going to be talking all sorts of football and what's gone on since the Liverpool game up until now. But as usual, before we start, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button, share. As I say, we are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. Also, Fight Talk, episode 9 is out. UFC 267, 268. And Boxing Talk is out as well. The preview for Canelo and Plant. So if you're into that, make sure to go over to the channel and watch the videos. So much content, as I say, on a regular basis. There's only one place to start, obviously. No, we're not starting with United. I don't know why you're rubbing your hands. We're not starting there. We are going to be talking about the big news, which has pissed me right off. But Tottenham Hotspur sacking their manager, Nuno.
That's not big news.
Bro, it is big news, bro.
Ole staying in his job is bigger news than freaking Nuno getting sacked.
Nuno has been sacked by Liverpool after 17 games in charge.
When you say it like that, 17 games.
See, man's got Liverpool on his mind. That was a traumatic.
Obviously, after the 3-0 loss at home to Manchester United, he has been booted out, and Antonio Conte has come in on an 18-month contract. Is it true he's getting 13 mil a year?
13 mil? No.
Yeah. Or is that for the contract?
I haven't read about his contract.
I'm sure I saw something about 13 mil.
No. That must be over the entire period.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Obviously, Tottenham are on right now, currently 3-2 with Vitesse. So Conte is learning exactly what he's dealing with at Tottenham Hotspur at the moment. Yeah. But Truth, I'm going to come to you first. It was an absolutely abysmal performance from Tottenham against Manchester United. All culminating in the fact that they didn't have a single shot on target. The negative football that has been played. Bro, Nuno's time was up. Like it just didn't work. It just seemed like the job was too big for him.
Oh, is that? I thought I was going to ask a question.
No. I was just a statement.
No, I've actually gone at Wembley and I've talked to so many Tottenham fans.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're surrounded by them, innit?
Yeah, there's not one person whose heart is bleeding, and he was never the right man for the job.
This is it, innit? He was.
I swear he was like the 10th. He was like the 10th.
He was like 11 for 13. Yeah.
It's mad. Like how could you go through so many managers here, and then you pick someone that's like so far down on the list that don't even play your football? Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Like Nuno, the joke is he left Wolves because he took Wolves as far as he could with his counter-attacking football. Like his thing with Wolves that he had no plan B at all. All he played was counter-attack. He woke up playing counter-attacking football. He just counter-attacking. He goes FIFA and he sets his formation to counter-attack. Like all he was doing was counter-attack. So it was never going to work at Tottenham. And right now, there's an epidemic in football where there's a lot of owners that don't know what the hell they are doing. Like they don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know how to really construct a successful football team. And that's no more so evident than in Tottenham. Like it's a joke right now. Ever since Poch, it's been a joke. The Mourinho, they sold their soul to try win a trophy. It didn't work. They were rushing around to get Nuno. It didn't work. And now they've got Conte, a man that they tried to get in summer, but Conte said, I want 200 million because the players at Tottenham right now are whack. They said no. So they got Nuno. And now Nuno's been sacked. They're going back to Conte running. They say, Conte, we're going to give you 300 million. Come and take over and save us. Conte said yes, but it's all or nothing now. It's like it's the Arsenal documentary. It's all or nothing.
What's the weirdest thing? Is like Conte is a slow starter, and he doesn't. And obviously, like I said, Spurs are Spurs, and there's a lot of work to do. But yet, he's come to get trophies, come to turn him into a winning side. But he's only signed an 18-month contract. Mm-hmm. The length of contract is the most interesting thing for me. Like,
they couldn't afford anything else, innit? Think about it. If they give him a 3-year contract, that means he's locked in for 3 years. They literally cannot afford, if it goes tits up after a year, to sack him. So,
well, what do they expect? What does he expect? I'm even thinking himself, like, what does he expect to do in 18 months?
They promised him money.
I think this is a short-term thing for him. I personally don't think he sees himself being at Spurs long-term. I think this is a stopgap for him, which is why 18 month contract suits all parties, because from a Spurs point of view, if it doesn't work out, they don't really have to pay him much compensation to get him out. Yeah. And for Conte, it's like, this is a stopgap, 18 months. If anyone else wants to come and get me in that time, they can, because the buyout won't be that high. And if my contract runs out and I want to go elsewhere, I can. I'm not tied in for the long term with Tottenham Hotspur. And I think that's why the contract was drawn up this way and both parties accepted it, because it works out for the both of them more than anything else. Yeah. So I think that's the reason why the 18-month contract makes sense.
It makes sense on the business side of you, but from a footballing perspective.
Yeah, from footballing, from Tottenham's point of view, it's still too all or nothing for me, because they're literally gambling everything right now on Conte. And if it doesn't work, that squad is going to be left in a hole, because it's not like they got good young players coming through. I know there's talk about Skip and who's the other guy? Who's the other guy? Winks and
fuck Winks, nah, bruv. Don't talk to expressions about Winks, bruv.
And Parrott and these guys there, but they're not special at all. And Conte, Conte, he likes his senior players, people that already have that mentality. With the current squad right now, he's gonna have so much trouble.
Yeah.
If Mourinho couldn't get anything out of this squad, Conte's not gonna get anything out. This squad is set in their ways. And now in hindsight, I know why Pochettino wanted money for new players. He didn't want a better talented squad. He wanted a new mentality, because he started to see some of the players were starting to lose that mentality, that he worked so hard to achieve. So he wanted a new mentality of players in, and that's what he wanted. And he could see it coming, and it's true. These players right now in this day and age, 10, 15 years ago, you didn't have to tell none of these players to go give 100% on the pitch. So I say 15, 20 years ago, more like 15, 20 years ago, you didn't have to tell players, oh, go play 100%. Go give all you got, leave it on the pitch. Look at Sam Allardyce's Bolton. Look at the players that play for him. Okocha, Piero, Campo, Anelka. These guys were used to playing at the highest level. Madrid, they go there and they're playing the Sam Allardyce way. Why? They were successful playing the Sam Allardyce way because you didn't have to tell them that is your manager. Go and play for them. But these players now, the captain of England.
He's
the
biggest,
golden boy.
The biggest culprit of them all.
Golden boy didn't get his way. And he's literally just chucking all of his toys out the pram. Every single one. The dummy, the duvet, the mattress. He's breaking apart that pram. He's chucking everything out. And it's a sad state, to be honest. But look, Conte, he's got a big job in his hand to change the mentality of Spurs. It's the history of Tottenham.
No words spoken true by an Arsenal fan. But Mr. KA, we know Conte's got a massive job on his hands. We've still got 2 more months before the January transfer window. Surely, a man of Conte's stature, what he's won, can get more out of these players than what Nuno was. Just based on the aura that he comes with, the respect, and his no-nonsense attitude. Surely he can... Look, we're not expecting them to win the league, but we are expecting better performances than what we've seen. Not as defensive, even though he's a defensive coach, but more importantly, the effort from the players, because he don't take no shit. So surely the players have to respond to the new manager that's coming on, and he can get the best out of the players that are committed to what he's trying to do.
I think if you're going to look at him and compare him to Nuno, then he's going to be hands down better than what Nuno was. As you said, coming with the stature, coming with the pedigree. He's had success at national level, success at club level, in multiple leagues. So everyone knows what he can do. And I think the Tottenham players will buy into it, but I think it will only last a few games because eventually they're going to get found out because the players are not good enough. They've only got a handful of players that are good enough to play the systems. And there's been a lot of talk about the formations Conte likes to play. He likes the wing backs. He likes the deep line and midfielders. Like he's had Fabregas in the past doing that for Chelsea. He's had Del Piero. He's had great players in the middle of the park, and Tottenham haven't really got that. They've got maybe Højbjerg could do that on his day. People are talking about Lascelles is going to be revived out of nowhere and become this player who they all bought, that Tottenham originally bought, and be that player.
I forgot about him.
He's literally exactly. Conte likes his big man and little man up front, where in the past he's got wonders out of players like Pedro, and obviously Pedro did bits at Barcelona, but at Chelsea you could argue his career was kind of fading away, but Conte came in with...
he also got wonders out of Lukaku, bro.
Lukaku, Hazard, I was going to come to mention that. Hazard got him playing best football ever. Obviously Costa was there as well. So when you look at those players that Conte's had, you think, can he do? He's revived careers. He's made players into world beaters like Hakim and all those players, and he's converted people to play certain positions that they never had. Victor Moses became a world beater for a period of time at right wing back. So Conte knows what he's doing. He knows how to get the best out of players, but he has to see something in that player. And just looking around the Tottenham change room, I don't know if he can see the players he saw that he's had in previous clubs. So I think he will do well because it's Conte. I think the players will buy into him because of the name and who he is. And obviously we've seen him in the Premiership, so we know a lot about him. But it's going to be interesting to see how much better he does than Nuno. Obviously, he's going to do better. I expect top half, but if they don't get top 4 this season, then that's a failure, I think, in their eyes, to be honest. So, and that's,
I don't think so. I think that I don't think top 4 is a failure for them in their eyes. I think not winning a trophy, obviously, they're still in the League Cup, FA Cup's yet to come, and they're still in the Conference League. So I think not winning a trophy is a massive failure because that's what he's been bought in for. I can understand the disappointment of the top 4.
In 6 months, though, or just over 6 months.
I can understand the disappointment of not making the top 4, but I think the trophy is the more important thing. Like top 4, I expect with Conte there now, I expect the 4th place race, but to be between Arsenal and Tottenham. That's who I expect.
4th place. That's quite. Who do you think's going to drop out though? That's quite.
Well, you already know who's going to drop out. Conte's now at Tottenham, so Ollie's done.
Look, in terms,
I asked the wrong person that question.
in terms of top 4 thing, I don't think it.
I think Tottenham will be happy.
I don't think a trophy helps Tottenham as of right now. I think a trophy helps Tottenham if Tottenham are doing well. I don't think a trophy helps this team right now. Like the team as it is right now, they need to be successful. So I would say a strong end to the season, ending up in obviously 4th is desirable, but even if they get 5th and a trophy, that'd be good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What would be poor though is if there's no improvement and they struggle in the league and they finish mid-table, but then they go win like a League Cup. I don't think that'd be good enough for them. I don't think
on an overall scale would it be good enough for them. But listen, we got Tottenham fans that have been winning the trophy since
I get 2007. I get that perspective.
They wanted the trophy for, and I think I don't be wrong. I don't want it to be like what Mourinho did with us with the Europa League, where we finished like 7th and won the Europa League, because that's poor. But what I'm saying is a 5th or 6th place finish and a trophy. I think Tottenham fans would accept that. I think they would accept that, and I think the board would accept that.
It has to be a strong 5th or 6th, though. It can't.
I think so. It's a combination.
Yeah,
because a trophy, winning something like the League Cup, and then finishing, as I said, mid-table, like there'll be no progress going into next season. Like at least if they finish winning the league, that means they know that they could challenge for better honours. Because let's be real, for Tottenham, while a League Cup is good. For me, a League Cup is always only good if your season is good. It's like an extra addition. If you're a top club and you're having a poor and you just get a League Cup, it's literally papering over cracks. Literally just papering
100%. But one thing for me is that Conte is going to he's going to spend. So he's going to be looking to improve the team, because we all know that team is horrible right now.
Yeah,
it's been said.
Yeah, he's got a list of players that he's already come with.
He's got a list of players that he wants, and he's getting 150 million to spend.
But we all know it's tough in January to buy top players in January. Unless they're coming down to 6 months or 18 months left on the contract, it's going to be tough to get all the people you need.
I think his priority would be Conte's priority would be in a January transfer window to bring in a centre back. I think that will be his main priority.
I think he needs a creative player as well.
I don't see him trying to get a creative player. I think a centre back. If Conte could get a centre back and a backup striker, I think he'd be fine in January with that. And I think in the summer, then going out and buying a creative midfielder would be something that he could look into. But I think if he could get a good centre back in and get a backup striker, because we know Sugarcane normally gets injured around February, March. I think he'll
what
be happy
do we do with
that.
Kane though?
I was just about to ask a question. Sugarcane, absolutely, brother. I don't think I've seen someone play so bad in all my years watching football since he didn't get his way. I think even when frigging who was it that didn't get their move, bruv? I think even when Odin Wingy didn't get his move, he didn't play so bad, bruv. But Conte needs to sort Sugarcane out, because this playing DM and centre back just isn't working. It's not working. So truth, how we know Conte, we saw what he did with the fat man. right? Turn them into a world.
That's Lukaku, by the way, for people who don't
turn
know
him into
yet.
a world beater in Serie A, even though he didn't score against the big clubs. Can he do the same with Sugarcane? Will Sugarcane buy in to what Conte is offering? Because obviously the stature of Conte and the fact that, bro, I can't see anyone going in for Sugarcane in the summer either. So he's got a decision to make. So does he buy into Conte or does he keep putting up these stinker 2 out of 10s?
You know what? If I could predict football, I'd be rich in this day and age. Because at the moment, you're literally in a position where you don't know what the hell can go on. Because he's playing so bad that you're just like, he's pointless in the team. But then that being said, Tottenham can't sell him because he's still got 3 years. And they...
No one's spending 150 million now on this guy, bro.
No, but no, I think Man City, you still do, regardless of how he's playing. Because
really?
you know he just, because you know.
I think so.
With Haaland available for less?
Haaland is only
obviously if they can't get him, then he's still.
Haaland's only less on the paper.
Oh yeah,
Mino Raiola wants that undercover bag. He wants those bags under the table. So, and I'm sure people at Man City know that. So I think United are out of the question for Kane. I thought that would have been some place to go. I think City's the only side that would put up that money for him. And
what, Newcastle and Eddie Howe?
Nah, Kane's got higher ambitions than that. He's 28.
Nah, bro. I think City's a good point because when you look at it, if Haaland does decide, who I still believe he's going to go Bayern Munich. If he decides to do that, Lewandowski, I see going to PSG. So then that does leave Harry Kane because I think Lautaro Martinez just signed a new deal with Inter. So he's not going anywhere. So yeah, I think City... I'm being honest, bro. I don't know if I'm buying for 150 million for Sugarcane when you know his ankles are dodgy and man's trying to do up CDM, bro. He's trying to become the new Makalele and that.
No, but in a different team, you would think that he wouldn't. In a better team, he wouldn't be.
Yeah, Pep wouldn't have it. Pep wouldn't have it.
Yeah, of course. You know, Pep wants his players playing in their position.
I can see City still buying him,
Yeah, so can I. I can see City still going for him.
Especially at discount rate.
I don't see Tottenham selling.
I don't think Conte would allow him to go.
Well, if he hasn't got
I think
name I think he would let him go if he has a top name to replace him. I think he would.
Yeah, but who's Tottenham going to get?
This is it, though, isn't it?
Who's Tottenham going to get?
Tottenham's only pull.
Martinez?
Well, I just said he just signed a new
signed a contract.
Yeah, but you sold Kane for 100, 150. You got Martinez is going to go for about 100.
I can't remember what his buyout clause is. I think he's got like a 300 million buyout clause or something like that.
Yeah, but it's Inter Milan.
Yeah. So they may have.
They would sell.
Yeah. It's
Give
true,
them 100, they will sell.
No, it's true. But finally, Kay, for you, obviously in the short term, I think Tottenham have won 2 out of their last 5 league games. In the short term, do we see Tottenham's form improving under Conte? And what are you expecting to see from a Conte Tottenham Hotspur side?
Do you know, I do see their fortunes actually slightly turning for the good because it's the stars have kind of aligned for them in the sense of that they've got a good fixture run coming up. So this is a decent time for them to get that manager in. They've got 1 game before the international break, so they've got about 2 weeks for him to implement, work on the players that have not travelled, and then they go on a run. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they don't face a big side team for a while. So big 6 team.
I think they played everyone apart from Liverpool.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And because I haven't got the fixtures list in front of me, but they're going to go on a good run. Starting off with Everton. And Everton have been poor.
Oh, but Everton have been poor.
Yeah, they've been poor.
They need Calvert Lewandowski back, bro.
That was it. Everton have got injuries across the board. With Digne just going out, Decouré out. I don't think
Tottenham's one is that easy,
No,
Everton is Everton at Goodison Park. They're still going to be a threat. They got Leeds.
Leeds are not the same Leeds as last season, and they've got injuries as well.
I know, but this is Tottenham.
No, but now they've got the new manager kind of like push and like enthusiasm around the club.
I'm sorry, there's some things that you can't do, man. You can't polish the third, man. You got Dyer still in defence. You got Lo Celso.
I don't know how he still gets played. Every manager comes in and they still play Dyer.
Bro, because they've got nothing else, bro.
That's true. Wait, what happened to Foyth?
1 foot, bro. He's still at Villarreal.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
They've actually got no other centre back. Well, no, they got Romero and Sanchez.
Romero starts, bro. Remember, Conte plays back three. Conte's back three tonight is Romero, Dyer, and Ben Davis.
I think Conte has to be wary about the back three. I'm not a fan of a consistent back three. I'm telling you.
But that's his go-to formation, though.
Know, but
it's worked.
It has to an extent, but it's only there
to an extent. This guy. You don't have to
this guy's won Premier League titles and Serie A titles, bro. The man said to an extent.
But short stays, and those were top quality teams that he had. This is not a top quality team that we're talking about. We're talking about a team that needs loads of work. Me personally, unlike K, I don't think they're gonna have a massive upturn. I think they're gonna stutter along. It might take one bad result to maybe everything to click, but look, he's got a job in his hands, man.
Yeah, he does.
He has.
The fact that this Tottenham team, yeah, made Man United look good.
Listen to their fixtures. They've got Everton, Leeds. Then they've got Conference League game. Don't know. Forget that. Then they got Burnley, Brentford, Norwich.
That is not easy.
Brighton.
Apart from Norwich, that's not easy. That's not easy for Tottenham.
So up until December 16th, then they've got Leicester and Liverpool back to back.
Yeah, that's a good run for them. That's a good
run. You can't call that a good run.
Yeah, bro. It's a good run.
That's a challenging run.
Nah, it's a run.
They got Brentford. They've got their keepers out. Their starting keepers. They got backup keeper.
Said
Norwich.
Challenging run, and they got Norwich, bro.
You got Norwich in there.
Apart from that, but
a Leeds side that are struggling.
Those teams for me cause this Tottenham team right now trouble.
And Burnley, bro. Brexit FC.
But I think this team right here caused this Tottenham team trouble because they're too weak mentally. It's nothing about talent. It's
but Conte is going to instill.
This is what we're saying.
Conte is going to instill that mentality, bro.
Even and they're going to believe in themselves, like for the first few weeks until they realize that
Tesse don't beat them though.
No, well, they'll just put that down
at the screen, yeah, because Tottenham are down to 10 men.
I know.
They'll just put that down to first game. Like, it's only been a job 48 hours, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they will.
I want to see that new manager bounce, fam. It's not happening.
They're gonna feel like they've been given magic water by Magic Jordan, and then they're gonna realize they're drinking just water. But that's going to be when they play Leicester. They're gonna be on whatever it's called, on cloud 9, basically.
I think
that they will beat us.
I think maximum they get from these next few games here is 2 wins against Norwich, and then
they don't play for Norwich for a while. They play Norwich. So the next 2 is Everton and Leeds.
Yeah, I think they get a draw.
So the next 3 Premiership games are Everton, Leeds, and Burnley.
I think they lose against Burnley. I think Everton beat them and they get a draw against Leeds.
I think they get 7 points. Man.
You got the ring. Conte like he's a second coming, like he's coming down.
I think they get 7 points, bro. I think they beat Burnley and Leeds and they draw away at Everton.
I don't rate Conte as highly as you guys. I don't. I wanted him
it's
at
not
Arsenal.
Even that. It's the it's just the fixture. It just lines up. The ducks all line up in a row.
I just don't think you've actually watched football and seen how dead this. They made Man United look good.
Yeah.
Man United were playing with 7.
But I don't think that I don't think that this team is awful as what it looked like under Nuno.
And that's what I was about to say. And it's not even as bad as it looked like under Mourinho, either, because it's more or less the same players. It's just the mentality that's changed in them.
But that's the thing. That's more important than talent, though. It's more important than talent. You guys got to start thinking about all footballers now, apart from the odd, I say 7 to 10 players, they're all the same. They're all the same. And Tottenham only have half an elite player that doesn't want to be there no more. And that's
Come on, you're discrediting Son. They've got a World Cup winning keeper.
Son. I just don't.
They've got
this guy's Colin Lloris, still top quality. Come on, man.
I said he's a World Cup winner. That's a fact. I could have said West Brown's a Champions League winning footballer. Doesn't mean I'm saying that I just said he's a World Cup winning keeper.
There's no need to bring it up then. I don't want to hear facts.
I got to pad the stats for my argument,
Son's elite, bruv. Son's elite, bruv.
Son's not elite.
Son's elite, bruv. Nah, he's elite, bruv.
Son is not elite.
You don't have to be elite, though. You don't have to be elite.
But Son's elite, bruv. Son's elite,
what?
bruv.
What? Son is in the what? Son is a top 10 player that changes games.
If you put an argument like that, then he is. Son Son is a game changer. Do you know how many games he won?
I don't think he's a game changer.
No, he is.
Wait, so you're putting human Sonia in the category of Ronaldo, Messi, Lewandowski.
You're going world football. I thought you were talking about Premiership.
I said he's elite.
When I'm saying elite, I'm talking about
he's the 1%. I didn't say he was the 1%.
That's what I'm talking about. Everyone else is the same. I put Son in the same category as a Bernardo Silva, as a flipping.
But are these Bernardo Silva can be a game? Bernardo Silva can be a game changer, though.
I know, but not consistently. You wouldn't say that Bernardo Silva changes every game, or you'd be in that.
Son's been more consistent than Bernardo Silva in the past.
You guys are mad. If Son was consistent, Tottenham wouldn't be in the position that they are now.
Oh, brother, you can't blame it on one man.
Oh, man, he's not a game changer.
He is a game changer.
It's a 11-man team. So you're saying Tom and Son was not pivotal in Champions?
Son is the same level as Oba.
Anyway, we're gonna move on, bro. That's an Arsenal debate that you lot can have separately. We're not talking.
It's a universe. No, he's the same kind of thing. Oba has been consistent since he's come, more or less. Apart from last season, he's still banging goals. I think he's got more goals this season than Tottenham, and we played virtually the same. I think it's different. At least Oba's actually won a trophy. What has Son won?
Hey, that's not in him.
That's clear.
That's not in him. That's not in him. It's not in him. Bro, it's not him.
Listen. He had a League Cup. He had a League Cup try last year to win a trophy. He could have won a League Cup last season. Oba played Man City in the FA Cup and scored 2 goals. He played Chelsea as well. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it, mate.
Bruv, sorry. Son is an elite footballer, bruv.
No, he's not elite.
Footballer, bruv.
I don't know if I'll put him elite, but he's up there. Yeah, he's up there. I would take him in the Arsenal team.
Of course you would. But we got to move on. We've got to move on, right? But we'll see how it goes under the new regime of Conte, brother. We'll see how Spurs react to
this week. It's just messed up my fantasy football plans so much. I don't know what to make of it. I'm like, should I go over and now that they're losing, now Spurs are losing. It's just throwing my thinking more over the place. I'm like, nah, they're not ready. I was thinking about going early, but anyway, let's see. Back
but
to
we gotta move on to.
I just had to get it out there, man.
This is a big game. This guy wasted our time on Tottenham.
The Manchester derby, which is coming up this Saturday. City obviously coming off an excellent win in the Champions League at home to Club Brugge, become top of their group with PSG in there. Obviously had a defeat against Crystal Palace, which was unexpected, but obviously Laporte getting sent off didn't help. Manchester United winning against a abysmal Tottenham side, which is why Tottenham got rid of their manager. So Tottenham were the real winners of that game because they sacked their manager and now they're looking at competing for the top 4. United doing these slides against Atalanta, like to say they won a Champions League when it was an absolutely disgustingly shocking performance away at Atalanta. But as I've said many a time, Cristiano will look worse than what he did at Juve, but you give him service and he will score goals. And obviously the goal against Tottenham as well, brilliant volley in the bottom corner, but Spurs literally capitulated. I haven't got much to say on Man United. I'll let them ask me the questions. I've got nothing really to say.
I've got something to say.
I will.
Ole at the wheel, at the wheel. Ole at the wheel. La 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 la
say,
la la. Ole at the wheel. I've been waiting all week to say this. I thought I missed my chance to sing. Ole at the wheel, at the wheel. He's still in the job. Get in.
The only thing I will say,
Get
I will concede defeat to Ole, but I have no interest in Manchester United Football Club. So it doesn't, people, I'll let you know now, it doesn't matter what they say, how much they go on. I literally have no emotion for Manchester United. So if you're looking,
get behind the whole nation is behind Man United. Join us.
The last emotion that I had people for you about Manchester United was in the match reaction when Liverpool beat us. I have no emotional attachment to Man United. Even when City win on Saturday, I still have no emotional attachment because I know Ollie's now here to the end of the season. But you lot, do as you will.
That Rio Ferdinand rubbing of the hands. Ollie's at the wheel.
You have to get behind your manager now because
the whole nation is behind your manager. This is Man United.
This is your team. Hey, what you used to say? My manager. Hey, this is your manager.
Did you not see the Ole ball for the Ronaldo goal?
Oh my days, what a goal. That first goal against
that
Atlanta.
Ole ball, the passing.
Ole!
The Ole, bring him back Jugger Benita, innit? Oh gosh, can you imagine Ole like doing the canton of the microphone in the middle of the boat? Like
oh man, losers go home. Hey, look, DJ, as I've always said, you guys need to understand that you're not going to get rid of this guy, yeah? But your team is going to keep on pulling out results for him. It's just going to happen. You have Ronaldo, they're just going to keep on. Sometimes, look, with a lot of people, they're poor managers. They're poor managers, but good coaches. We have an abundance of that. Ole's the opposite. He's a good manager, but a poor coach. And sometimes
get it right, elite manager. Get it right.
Yeah, sorry, elite manager. That's what you guys need right now. I'm sorry, like you need, because I look at the United team, yeah, and I'm like, it's actually a poorly crafted side. Like, it's actually quite poor.
Well, we've seen lesser teams win bigger trophies, bigger games.
I want to know what Man United would do with the fan support though. Because let's be real, even when he finished second, you guys were on his case. So he's just under pressure. Like, he's struggling.
He's no pressure. He's got the boards back in. Fergie came to the training ground, rallied up the troops and said, we need to support this guy. And now the players have put in a performance against Atalanta.
I know, like what do you guys want? You guys are no matter how it's coming, you guys are dissing his success. Like, he's
putting a performance against Spurs.
He's top of the league, your Champions League group, on verge to go through. He's he beat Tottenham. He just what? I swear, and think about it. If you guys beat Man City, which Ole has a very good record against, you guys go level on. This is what I don't get. I just don't get it. Yes, it's not good football. Yes, he's getting away with murder, but sometimes maybe the ends justify the means. Like, you have to concede the ends justify the means. You can go level on points with Man City. You're having a crap season, but you can go level on points with Man City. Tell me how that works.
Any other manager that loses at home 5-0 to Liverpool gets sacked on the spot. That's all I've got to say. You can say they're going to go level on points with Man City. You can say they're top of the Champions League, the Champions League group. Jose Mourinho got sacked 3-1 after losing to Liverpool.
Jose lost the players. That's why he got sacked. Ole still has the players.
Ole still has his favourite players.
He has all the players.
Ole still has his favourite players.
Hey, come on, TJ. You need a bit more enthusiasm in your voice, please.
Bruv, I told you, bruv. You
need some energy here for Ole.
I told you. You actually think I couldn't care less about Manchester United.
Energy.
You have to
couldn't care less. I couldn't care less about Manchester United.
I know, and you can't say for sure. Mourinho got battered by Barcelona and still remained in a job. So
yeah, I know, because
he have survived before.
We got outplayed by a Barcelona team, but Barcelona are not your biggest rivals.
What about when you lost to Tottenham?
I'm saying when
6-1.
I'm saying when Mourinho
6-1. That was
Real
under
Madrid.
Oli. The
Yeah,
6-1
I'm
was under Oli.
saying, and he proved himself afterwards. How he could turn around the club.
He bounced back.
And he beat them 2-0. He beat them this time round.
Yeah, and he beat them last season 3-1.
Oh gosh, he's doing wonders.
I'm sorry, look. What he's doing, yes, it may not be to your liking, but I'm sorry. He is managing the squad as a manager would. Alex Ferguson wasn't a good coach, but he was a good manager. The one thing Ole needs is probably to get football men in and around him. But people need to stop looking at Ole like it's his fault. Your players was the one that, that got that 5-0. But then they came back and turned it around. So I'm sorry. Going into this game, as a United fan, you must be confident. Must be confident. I think this 1 win in 5 from Pep against Ole. I think
in the league, yeah, he's knocked him out twice in the League Cup semi-finals. Of course, they're confident. They're confident because Ole's got a good record against Manchester City and Pep, and Ole's got the best Obeah man that there is money can buy. So, as far as I'm concerned, I would be confident if I was Ole going into this game. And obviously, with City losing at home to Crystal Palace, the confidence is riding high. But as we'll see from a Manchester City side that play good football, the same thing that Liverpool did to Manchester United is the same thing that's going to happen again. Ole went to 5 at the back. Everyone's saying tactical masterclass. It was cowardly football, because if you actually believed in your philosophy and believed in what you were doing, you wouldn't have changed. But because you're in the next manager, you went to 5 at the back to save your job, to save your skin. It wasn't about changing the system because you wanted to do a tactical masterclass, because your 2 coaches called you out saying we were doing 3 at the back, and then you wanted to play a 4-2-3-1 against Liverpool. So you just took it upon yourself to say, fuck, I'm in the shit, I need to win. You're a coward, you're a batio, and you went to 5 at the back. You played a shit Spurs side, probably the one side that you would have played. Norwich would have put up a better fight against Man United than Spurs did. So it was the best outcome that Ole could have had, because he knew playing Tottenham Hotspur with Nuno, they're shit. Conte was there, it would have been a different story. He got the result, he keeps his job, he stays till the end of the season. All the Ole inners, well done. We'll see what happens at the end of the season now, because you ain't winning shit. But I have no ties to this club. I couldn't care less. I was like, City could beat City could win 10-0.
We need to get out of the mindset. And I've done the same, and I'm not going to have that mindset no more. I'm going to passionately support my team, but I will call out crap that I see. But we have to get out the mindset of not caring about our football team, because at the end of the day, that's the people that we chose to support. Mm-hmm. And if we care, we get emotional sometimes. Mm. But I think one thing I don't like that I've seen increasingly is the sensationalism when it comes to managers doing poorly. I think at the moment we're jumping a little bit too on managers, myself included. I am guilty of doing it. Mm-hmm. But mine comes from being a coach and actually seeing bullshit on the football pitch. So I will defend myself in that case. But in terms of sensationalism, we are very quick to judge these managers for short-termism rather than the long game. Even myself included. Like, I still want Arteta out, but I'll give him a whole season. I don't. If he does well for I'd rather see him over a long period of time so I can be sure that he deserves to go out.
Look, at the end of the day, Ollie's been here. January will make 3 years. In those 3 years, have we seen a style of play? No. Have we seen a system? No. Has anything changed since? And has anything changed since Mourinho left? No. Apart from personnel and the players, and Ollie obviously, Ollie gives the players a pat on the back. That's the only thing that's changed since Mourinho's left.
Good vibes and consistent challenges for the title.
Have we seen the individual brilliance that we saw under Mourinho? Yes. Have we seen any time Oli gets to a certain point, he bottles it? Yes. Have we seen that no matter what happens, Oli will keep his job? Yes. Have we seen that Oli's got all the people around him that like him? Yes. That's all we've seen. There's nothing.
Have we seen Ole ball? Yes.
Have we seen Conte go to a Tottenham side in 48 hours, change the system, and you can kind of see what he's doing? Yes. Have we seen at Brighton what Graham Potter's doing in a shorter time than Oli? Yes. Did we see what Klopp was trying to do with Liverpool in his first season? Yes. Did we see what Pep was trying to do with Man City? Yes. Did we see in 6 months what Tuchel did with Chelsea and win the Champions League? Yes. In 3 years, we've seen nothing from Oli. So I have nothing to say. Like, literally, I will sit here and I'll be like...
Yeah, but you're totally ignoring that he got you guys back into the top 4. You're totally ignoring that he changed the...
I know, it's revisionist history.
Mourinho finished second with more points, so he got us back in the top 4. What's your point?
And then he got you guys out of it. And he destroyed the entire mental of this team. You know, United were changed. Ole's got some young players in. Your team is looking much better. Yes, I do agree that he's reached the end of his tether in terms of I don't think he can take this team further, but he deserves to have the opportunity to try and take the team further. And he deserves the opportunity to fail.
He's already failed.
How? Season's not over.
Season's not. He's already failed. It's been 3 years, and it's been 3 years, and all your predecessors, bar one who only got 6 months, brought a form of silverware to the football club. You haven't done that, so he's already failed, and he's going to fail this season. Because is he going to win the league? No. Is he going to win the Champions League? No. We're out of the League Cup, so you're relying on the FA Cup. And if Chelsea, Liverpool, or City decide, you know what, or even Tottenham and Arsenal decide, you know what, I feel like winning the FA Cup, he's not going to win that either. So my whole thing is that you're going to get to the end of the season in 3.5 years and you've won nothing.
But then let him fail. Let him get to that.
He's already failed. He's already failed.
This is his
already
last
failed.
season.
You failed in the Europa League final. You failed. FA Cup semi-final. You failed. FA Cup quarter-final. You failed. You've already failed.
The season's not over. That's what the truth is saying.
I can't call getting the team back into the Champions League a failure.
What do you mean getting the team back into the Champions League a failure?
Because when Mourinho left
get your team back in the Champions League to go out in the group stage. Failure in itself. You got back in the Champions League.
While building a competent...
You went out in the group stage, and then you lost to Unai Emery, who Emery sacked because they said he was shit. Arsenal sacked because they said he was shit.
Emery is the king of the Europa League. There's no shame in this.
Of course he is. But at the end of the day, what did Emery do? Even Emery had a fucking style of play, because we friggin' well saw it in the Europa League final. And he was with Villarreal for what? A season. Right? So, bruv, at the end of the day, Ole's Ole. He's going to do what he's doing. As I said, the Ole inners have won. Ole's won. And they continue doing what they're doing. I've got no interest in Manchester United whatsoever. Nothing. They've got no interest in them. We can talk about, I know we're going to talk about them when they have to go away to Chelsea. Even the game against Chelsea, you lot know that's the biggest game of the season for me, because I hate Chelsea so much. No interest. No interest in as long as he's there. Nothing whatsoever.
Get a load of that guy up there on top of you in this game.
And my whole thing is that Conte was the man that I wanted because he was the only one that was out there. He's gone now. So, bruv, they stick with Ole, do them. Simple as. I'd rather show my more interest in Juve, who are doing actually much poorer than United. But at least I know with Allegri, there's somewhere that we can go. Under Ole, there's nowhere to go. So that's what it is. But in terms of City, Mr. KA, a bit of up and down form at this moment in time. But Pep said now, after the Club Brugge game, the focus is on Manchester United. Pep has to rectify.
Did you guys see his rant?
Yeah, he was like, you lot are taking the piss, saying that I was
bullshit.
But in terms of this derby, how important is it for him considering his poor record against Ole?
First of all, I don't appreciate you changing the subject. I still wanted to talk about Ole some more. The legend, the myth. No, back to what you said about. I think Pep showed how important this game is to him. And I think he tried to, with the rant that I just sort of mentioned just now, like he wanted to, the Tottenham game's full time, by the way, 3-2, they won. 3 red cards in that game. Wow, sounds like a wild game. But yeah, so Pep, I think it's important to him. I think it's a big game, big derby game. And I think from what I saw in that press conference, I feel like he feels that he still doesn't get his ratings in a weird way, that people don't take him seriously because he made a comment in media. Obviously, he should know what the media's like. The media spun it out of into some big thing, and he came back and was like, every game is important, but it's a long season, so it is what it is, and I'm not trying to play no games, but this is fact. And he let his feelings be known. He wants to win this game. It's important for him, as you said, to go up against the top manager and show that he can compete with the top managers, like with Ole, and do his best to try and beat him, which is going to be hard. But he's going to give it his best, and he's going to want to win because it's against Ole, because it's the derby, and because they're title rivals. So it should be a good game. It should be a good tactical matchup between the managers and see who can come out on top.
In terms of Man City truth, we can see that. Listen, it's going to be the old adage, they don't have a striker, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. But the football...
What's that noise? Sorry, by the way.
That's fireworks.
Fireworks.
Yeah, oh, yeah, happy Diwali to all the people out there, by the way. You know what I mean?
I thought someone was like breathing heavily or something like in the background. Teacher just bent in that. Fucking hate it.
TJ. It's going to be that old adage. They don't have a striker, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Now, we've seen against Liverpool, which was a fantastic game. They got a point out of it, no striker. We saw against Chelsea the way that they dominated the game. In this game against United, bear in mind Varane's out with a month with a hamstring injury. Linda didn't travel because he was injured as well. In terms of playing that false 9, that's probably the perfect game to play against this United side because you're giving them their centre-backs no one to mark. We saw how excellent Eric Bailly was against Zapata for Atalanta. So playing a false 9 probably suits City better in this game than in other games. Or are you still on the old thing of they need a centre-forward?
Like for me, unfortunately, this game, it just hasn't made sense in the in the last couple of years, to be honest. And for me, it doesn't matter what Pep plays. He's going to try to be too smart as usual and try to do something next way. Flipping Cancelo's going to be playing inside right forward or something. And then you got Edison that's going to be like the third centre back and, you know, flipping things going to be covering him in goal. Diaz or something is going to be the sweeper keeper, but you can't use it. He's going to try
Kyle Walker.
Yeah, Kyle Walker, sorry. Yeah, so he's going to do something stupid, but it's a thing where you don't need to be clever to beat this Man United side, to be honest. Liverpool showed you don't need to be clever. Target Harry Maguire because at the moment he is defending. He is defending like he flipping got lessons from Titus Bramble. And
bruv, he's actually defend, bruv. Oh, anyway.
He's not fit. I don't think he's fit.
No, I was going to say
he's bad enough when he's fit.
I was going to say but that would have got us cancelled, bro.
He's bad enough when he's fit, but the fact that he's like, it's shocking, and as a coach, just looking at his body shape and his mental, it's just not there. So if I'm Man City, I just stick someone quick on Harry Maguire and just get the ball, whip the ball into him, just have him get turned every single day of the week. And I just don't think City need to be smart, extra clever with it. I don't think Pep needs to be clever, but I don't think he can shy away from doing his natural thing. And this is a game where you can't predict, because I don't know what team Man United are going to put out. Because what's helped them before in the past against City has been pace on the counter-attack. City don't like that. What Crystal Palace did was very good. That high press that Palace did, putting their players under serious aggressive pressure, that works. But you can't do that with Ronaldo, Bruno, and Cavani.
Truth, can you put, from a tactical standpoint as a coach, can you trounce the bullshit that United have all of a sudden become a great high pressing team, please? Because it's fucking nonsense.
And this is the one thing, this is why I don't like people like Carragher and Neville so much doing their Monday night crap. The reason why it worked against Tottenham is because Tottenham are so bad. They're so bad. I can put my under 10s out there and they'll go beat Tottenham. That's how bad they are. They're so poor. Man United's press against them was so... They played 7 defensive-minded players. 7! And Tottenham couldn't do anything. And, I was saying in the group chat, like, the formation that United put out was a horrible, horrible formation. And if he does that same thing against City, if City just want to be ruthless, they will tear that apart. Because they put out... The lucky Kane as well wasn't even on it. If I was Nuno, I would have been smart and put Son up front. And then put Bergwijn and Moura.
Yeah.
And played Harry Kane in that number 10 like he likes to play.
Because
Harry Kane always drop him, but because there was so much spacing behind, everyone's saying, oh, they're more compact. United can't be compact. They can't be compact because Maguire is such a liability. Shaw and what's his name, Wan-Bissaka are not wing backs. Nope. Yes, it helps being more compact, but that's when you take advantage and use the wings. That's why you use the wings and get in behind. Oh man, it's just awful to see that formation win out, and it's just awful to hear Carragher say, "Oh, it was a masterclass." And don't get me wrong, as much as I love Ole, I was upset that he came and said it was a tactical masterclass that he did. It was such BS. You played 7 defensive-minded players and 2 headless chicken.
Two headless chicken, and the guy
because Ronaldo knows what he's doing, so I'm not gonna get on Ronaldo.
Right, they played 7 defensive players, 2 headless chickens, and an old man. That's what they did, bro. That's exactly what they did, and they won 3-0.
And you guys think this Tottenham team is gonna get more than?
No. Still is wrong. It's Conte.
Well, look, back to United City. I would be scared if Ole goes 3 at the back again.
He is. He will go 3 at the back.
For me, if he does that, he's in trouble.
I think the only way he doesn't go 3 at the back is if Linda is still injured. But I heard it was precautionary why he didn't travel. So
he'll go 3 at the back.
If he goes 3 at the back, he's in big trouble.
It'll be Linda, Bailly, and Maguire at the back 3. Obviously, Varane's out with the hamstring.
He's in trouble because the one thing, if you're
even Phil Jones.
Every time you mention that name, I forget. If you
you forget he's still at the club. That Muppet looking,
getting good money.
Guy, bro.
If you play 7 defensive-minded players against City, they will tear you apart. Because the one weakness about doing that, you have to get the balance right. You saw what City did to that Chelsea side at Stamford Bridge, who have more or less mastered 3 at the back. Going against a team that barely even knows what 3 at the back means. They're just going to tear it apart because they don't know the balance. They don't know what they're doing. They just don't know what they're doing.
And this is the thing. Cavani won't start the game on Saturday, but Rashford will. And Rashford against Atalanta in midweek, bruv, I didn't even know he was playing, to be honest. And that's not even me being disrespectful. He was that bad. And Bruno was on his headless chicken thing, and obviously Ronaldo did his thing. Because the thing that amuses me about the Manchester derby, is the key component to the Manchester derby. When we've won, the key person is it in favour? He's not in favour, which is because everyone apparently hates him because whenever we lose, it's his fault, which is Tony Martial. He came back on the bench against Atalanta, but he won't be involved. So my whole thing is that, so you're going to be playing Rashford and Ronaldo with Bruno in behind, and then it'll be Fred and McToilet, and then your wing-backs are Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw. Raheem Sterling won't be starting this game, so there's no one for Wan-Bissaka to have in his back pocket this time, because Sterling won't start this game. And then you've got man like King Eric Bailly, bruv.
I think I start Sterling.
Nah.
False nine.
I know what you're talking about, bruv. Sterling, bruv, he's traumatized playing Manchester United.
I know he's traumatized against Bissaka, but I think
playing Man United, because even before Bissaka, he still couldn't score against us. It's like the one guarantee Sterling won't score against us. So it will be Jack, it will be Foden, and it will be. I think he has to play Jesus, but
Jesus has been playing well.
Jesus won't play.
No,
but he's been playing well.
You think he's going to go Jack, Foden, and Mahrez?
He'll go.
Mahrez hasn't really been in the team. He hasn't really got the form at the moment.
I think he'll play Mahrez this game, unless he plays Bernardo out wide, and then play in the middle Gundogan, Rodri, and.
I think because you know what, if I was Pep, bro, I'd play Bernardo and KDB, because you're going to be playing at 7 defensive players.
That's true.
So I'd play those two and then have Rodri sweep, because we know City are going to have like 80% possession.
But then look, you can't. For me in this game, you can't afford not to have any outlet, any person with pace. I think pace just hurts this United side.
Yeah,
especially Lindelof is playing. Especially you got like, for me, the only person with pace at the back is Bissaka. Bailly's quick, but he's just rash. So
Bailly had a man of the match performance against Atalanta, bro.
I know, but he was.
But how consistent is Bailly though, man?
Yeah, it's not even a consistency thing with Bailly. It's just, can he not get injured?
Or get a red card, or get carded.
Nah, bro, don't get into my guy E, bro. He's great, but
wild. That's what he is, bro.
He's got them Bush tactics, bro. You should know. But yeah, we got to move on to Prem predictions, bro. I think we spent like half an hour at Tottenham, half an hour at the Manchester Derby.
I'm about to say, you probably talk about any of the teams or that.
Unfortunately, West Ham, you're gonna have to wait for our team. But you lot are doing your thing still, bro. I'm beating in the last 10, knocking City out of the league.
Like, if they beat Liverpool, if they beat Liverpool this weekend, then we start talking about them.
They haven't lost. They've only lost once in the last 10 in all competitions. Like,
they're boring. It's Moyes.
Nah. I think they played some decent stuff.
Nah, they have.
They played some decent stuff. I don't
like them. All these West Ham fans are coming out the flipping woodwork and everything. It's pissing me off at work. You know, my boss.
The reason why I give them credit is because everyone thought that. Obviously, I know it's early doors, but everyone thought last season was a fluke, blah blah blah, and with Europa they're gonna struggle. And bro, they're fourth, 3 points clear of fifth, and almost qualified in the Europa League. They're doing well. So credit to them. But let's get into the Prem predictions.
Okay, it's another win for your boy. I'm on 5. I'm clear of everybody. I keep telling people like this is why I know K is just lucky in fantasy, because he doesn't know anything about football. Like, he's just so clueless. So he's just lucky. He just goes on thingy and just puts. You know when you do random on fantasy and he just pick any player.
Yeah, that's how I win every single.
Especially putting Reece James. What do you mean every single time? You won once, man. The last 3 years you won once, man. Just allow it.
I should have won when cooking.
Yeah, when you choked. Nah, I'm not allowed that. You choked.
You bottled that one, innit?
Oh, no, TJ, don't talk about it. You can't even join the league. Listen. You're too scared to even join the league. Let's not even start.
Imagine I'm just speaking facts here. I wasn't getting involved. I'm speaking facts. I heard you bottled it. That's what I said, because that's what them lot told me.
I lost by like 1 goal, literally.
You bottled it. No, you bottled it. You literally bottled it. You know you did.
But you came 3rd that season.
This guy, you're losing this year, man, because you don't know nothing. Look,
I'm losing
in
this
the prediction. Look, the public can see that you're lucky. I've got 5 wins. You somehow have 2. TJ's on 1. At least he's off the board. But like, no one's catching me this year. But let's start with the big. Wait, It's actually Saturday. Is it early?
It's the first
Oh,
game.
shame. I can relax. I can actually relax in the morning. Wait, I'm doing something Saturday. I can't remember. But yeah, I can relax. Let's start with you. Let's go straight to TJ for this one, Jeff. Man United versus Man City.
3-1 City.
Wait, I need to know. Am I putting this down? Is this a triple
That
bluff?
actually sounds like a realistic scoreline.
I know it's realistic, but I don't know what he's trying to do because he wants Ole to. So I don't know what he wants to do. So last time he bet United will win, and then they lost. But now he's betting Man City. Like he's getting on City to win.
3-1 City.
This guy's actually. You know what you're getting now. You know Ole's winning now. You know Ole's winning now. You want him out, but you want him to win at the same time. KA. Oh wait, that's me. Yeah, KA, go.
I actually don't. I find it quite hard, you know.
I know it is.
It is quite hard to think of. Honestly, because I think Man United will be up for it. Like all kind of like jokes aside, I think they'll be up for it, and they will have it. They will go in after losing to Liverpool. They've kind of stabled the ship a bit in their own kind of funny way. So it's a hard one, but I think I'm gonna go. Cause Man United are at home as well. I'm gonna go, but I think City will still win. I'm gonna go 3. After all I've said, after all I've just said, I'm still gonna go 3-0 City. So it doesn't even sound as close as I made out to be. But I actually think it's not gonna be an easy 3-0.
You know, I think United will score. I'm going 4-1 again. City.
That 3-0, 4-1 is not too different.
Nah, because 4-1's a battering. You could have a 3-0 where they hit you on the break in the last like 10 minutes, but 4-1.
This is what I think will happen. Like I said, I don't think it'll be an easy like dominate. Like, they blew him out of the water 3-0. I think.
I'm only saying 4-1 because I believe if United go with that 3 at the back, they're gonna get hammered. But if he suddenly changes it up, I think the best way for Ole to win is to change it up and to just suddenly just go counter-attacking, pace up top. Sancho, Rashford, Greenwood.
Sancho isn't getting back in the team.
I know he's not going to do that, but still, bring on Van der Beek because he's the only one that can keep the ball. Like some magic's going to start happening. Who else is missing out? What other players forgotten under United? Tony. Nah, you guys are done. If you play 3 at the back, you guys are done. So I'm going 4-1. Next game is Chelsea-Burnley. Interesting game. Burnley.
Another Reece James masterclass. No, Burnley are playing decent football.
I know they are.
They've changed their identity in the last few seasons. They're not this defensive team as they came into the league. So
they still are, but they got a little bit more potency. I think Cornet has been under the radar. One of those.
Yeah, people are starting to notice him. People are talking about him now because he scored a couple of goals in the last few seasons.
Not even his goals.
Not seasons, games, last couple of games.
Not even his goals. He's actually quite a sick player. Like
he's a good player.
He has that kind of like Bale, Sessegnon kind of esque about him, where he wasn't he a left back at first, but like now they're converting him into a.
He was never a left back. He was never.
Was he a wing back? But know that how Bale was never really a left back. Like he grew into that role that he plays now, where he plays a striker. So that's sort of like where I was kind of getting at.
No, I like him. I'm gonna go 2-0 though. Although I'm not convinced about this 2-0.
I can see Burnley scoring.
I can see Burnley just causing surprise because I'm still not personally convinced on Chelsea, to be honest. I still think there's something missing there with Chelsea. I don't know quite what it is. When your defenders have scored 13 goals this season and they're your top scorers, there's some slight problem.
No, but it's not just the defenders, it's their wing backs. It's not like let's say about 5-10 years ago when John Terry was getting goals. It's their wing backs that play basically.
No, but Rudiger, Christensen, Who's it?
Obviously, there, but they. How many of those have been in open play? The open play goals from defenders have been from their wing backs, most majority of them, and they basically play at midfielders.
Fair enough. Ooh, let's go Everton Tottenham.
Wait, did you ask me and TJ our predictions?
Oh, shame, no. Sorry,
It's like
I thought I did. KA, sorry, go.
2-1 Chelsea. I think Burnley gonna score, which will be annoying because I'll lose my Reece James clean sheet.
TJ.
3-0 Chelsea.
3-0.
Well, Reece James 2 goals again, yeah?
Nah.
I might need to put in Reece. I'm thinking of going to double up Reece James and Chilwell.
I'm not that convinced. As you said about the Chelsea team, I've got a little bit of that. I'm not that convinced that you can put in both of them and they can just week in, week out get you 12 points. Minimum.
But might as well go for a full Chelsea back line. I'm considering that as well.
I was considering Mendy as well. I was considering Mendy and anyway, but yeah.
Everton Tottenham, KA.
I think Everton, they're a depleted team right now.
Yeah.
So they got Richarlison back, which is a bit of good news, but I think Tottenham will win that. I'm gonna go for 2-1.
2-1. TJ.
1-1.
Oh, that's my scoreline as well. I'm gonna go 2-2 then. This fixture just always just goes in it.
There is, and Harry Kane likes to score in this fixture as well.
Don't tell me that nonsense, man. I don't wanna consider Tottenham. Next is Arsenal Watford. I'm talking about Arsenal in a while. Okay.
Arsenal Watford. It's an away game, isn't it? Yeah. No, Arsenal home.
No, Arsenal home. Wait, yeah. Are we at home?
Yeah.
What? Why is it showing that the game's at 2:00?
Because it is at 2:00.
Yeah. Sorry, it's Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was like thinking it was 3, and I'm like, oh, sorry, it's Saturday. I'm like, why 3 games at 2? It's it's Sunday. I think Arsenal go into that with a win. Home team, I think comfortable 3-0.
3-0.
I wanted to say 2, but I thought let me give it extra bit of support and say
confident.
3.
I'm not confident. I think Ranieri shows up, counterattacks. Sarr gets back to form. I'm going to say 3-2 to Arsenal.
Sorry. Oh gosh.
DJ?
2-0 Arsenal.
You're the confident boy. I told you we can't keep getting away playing the crap football that we're playing. Last game, West Ham Liverpool, which is a big game in its own self. I'll start this one. West Ham Liverpool. Liverpool get back. Ooh. I think Liverpool have to win. Because if Chelsea win, that's what? 6 points clear?
Something like that.
Yeah, so I think Liverpool have to win. So I'm gonna go Liverpool for this one. 3-1. 1-3.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1. DJ.
2-0 Liverpool.
West Ham are playing good football at the moment. Bowen, Antonio, they're there.
Nah, I just think Liverpool have to win. They're gonna have to win. That's it. All the games.
Tune in next week to see me celebrating these predictions. Guys, we need you guys to give your predictions as well, man. Down below in the comments.
We do. Let us know your predictions in the comments. I haven't done my Mystic TJ in a while for Fantasy League. So people, player that you need to put in I would say.
When did this
This
start?
guy's actually did.
When was
The
this
player that I would
a
say,
segment?
if you want it, if you want
I
that
haven't
player
actually done
in,
mine. As if
that's
we've
gonna
been
get
doing
you
this.
points, I am gonna go with Abba. Get Abba in your team, people. I think
I
that means Abba's not scoring, guys. So take him out.
No, I actually thought about him. I thought about him.
Get Abba in your team, people. You're guaranteed.
He scored recently. He's been scoring recently as well.
Of course he has. But yeah, people, let us know what you think in the comments section. Let us know what you think of Conte going to Tottenham. Do you think he's going to be a success or failure? Let us know. Do you think Sugarcane is going to knuckle down and now start playing for Tottenham Hotspur instead of trying to get his move? Obviously, Conte's got his first victory under his belt in the Conference League game. Let us know what you think of the Manchester derby. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? The whole Ole Pep versus Pep argument. Will Ole be sacked if he gets another hammer in from Manchester City? It won't happen, but you know, we can always wishful thinking and all that. We've
got to ask who does TJ want if Ole gets sacked. We save it for
there's no one now, so you might as well stay. Actually, to be fair, there's no one out there now. Like me personally, I just say Cristiano takes over to the end of the season because he's managing the team now anyway. But yeah,
how does he Steve Bruce?
Steve Bruce. After what he said about man,
I know. I feel bad after. I feel like he needs a reward or something.
This guy, and yeah, people, let us know your Prem predictions. Let us know what you think in the comment section. And as usual, before we go, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share, like, tell a friend, because we are here. Want to say thank you very much to my guys, The Truth and Mr. KA, who managed to keep his eyes open. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
I realized there's a couple of times when I was leaning back that it looked like I was sleeping. I was like, that's why I couldn't just set up. I was surprised you guys didn't say anything.
Bro, I can see it, bro. I can see it.
Yeah, we're tired of calling you out.
Yeah, I'm tired of whooping your ass in fantasy football, but we're here every week.
One lucky week, you know. Do you know he's been bottom like for the last how long? And he's had one lucky week, and he's.
Can you see that purple line at the top? There you go. Can you see it first?
This guy. People coming up. We're gonna have the review for UFC 268 Fight Talk. Tune in for that, and obviously the review for Canelo and Plant.
We're here next week with Footie Chat, talking about Man United.
We may or may not be here with Footie Chat because it is the international break after this weekend.
Well, yeah, so
we should be here with well. We might be here with Footie Chat.
Yeah, we might be back in 2 weeks with Footie Chat, guys.
We might be back in 2 weeks. We might take another sabbatical unless we come up with something a little different. But people, stay safe out there. Happy Diwali again to all the people celebrating. Obviously, you'll be belated, but you know, you don't got a whole long weekend to celebrate it. And we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.